What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers Podcast, episode 104. Let's go. Everybody ready to talk about this stacked out, packed out, stellar weekend of fights that we just had?
What?
Before we get into all the amazingness, like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, right? It's the best. So yeah.
It'll be better than the Apex.
That's
event.
one way to describe the fights that happened this weekend for sure.
Yes. We had PFL 4. Yep. We had UFC Apex. Little did I know before it all. I was so upset to find out afterwards. UFC Apex 100. I felt like you motherfuckers hid it from me, so I couldn't get excited and be as happy as I could.
I didn't know.
That's some real hater ass shit right there. What makes you think we knew and you didn't?
Yeah, for real.
We're on the same internet, brother.
Nah, Ginger's on Twitter. He know that shit. He's always the one like, this is UFC Vegas 94, or this is...
Yeah, I don't be
UFC
on
Vegas
Twitter.
93.
Exactly. It's like, he knew that it was Apex 100.
I did not know it was 100. I legit did not know it was the 100th Apex.
But either way, it was headlined by our boy, and we'll get into that. But the first thing to go into...
You act like that would bring you more excitement.
It would have. I would have been so...
Why?
The meaning.
It would have sucked because it's like, bro, this is what you stacked out Apex 100 with?
Yeah.
Like, they could have really made it real Apex, you know?
Shit.
But this was real Apex in a bad way. They could have just had real Apex-ass fighters, though, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Alright. Before UFC, though, we got PFL to talk about. And this was also very lackluster and not too great of a card, honestly. PFL 4, we had heavyweights, we had flyweights. Since just, I don't know, kind of a lot happened, but also not really. Let's start with you, Ginger. What was your biggest takeaway out of PFL 4 this year in 2024?
My biggest takeaway is the fact that the ref did not take a point against Tim Johnson versus Marquette.
Oh, I totally forgot about that, yeah.
He should have taken the point. I'm glad he was still able to get the first round finish, but that could have completely altered the way that fight would have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Johnson gets a knockdown as Danilo hoofs him right in the dick.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. Literally, right hand to chin and foot to cup, like both of them dropping at the same time.
I have never seen anything like that before. That really felt like some true regional MMA shit.
Yeah.
I feel like kind of showing of PFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, like when it happened, I wasn't like paying the most attention to where his foot was. I'm like, is this a double knockdown? Did he just hit him in the body and he hit him in the head? Nope, straight to the dick. And yeah, no, just the ref 100% should have taken a point because that's huge. That fight could have been finished right then and there.
I was going to say it entirely altered the way that the fight went because exactly the way that he went down, he popped up thinking he won that fight. Like, he was not there for a second. If he would have got followed up with even 1-2 punches, ref would have stopped it. Like,
he probably 100% thought he landed a kick to the body and just folded him up and was like, oh, I'm standing, I'm good, you know? Because that's the thing, it's like, I don't know, people... How fouls are dealt with in MMA is just so poorly handled that when a ref actually does something good, so many people feel like it's an egregious thing to do so quickly. But it's like, bro, like, so many refs, like Big John McCarthy always talking about, like, you get your first warning in the back before the fight even starts. That is your first warning of not to fucking do shit. You are in control of your weapons and how, like, you know, obviously accidents happen and, you know, it is what it is, but it's like...
And then that's where I feel like you judge, like, how much it actually affected the fight.
Exactly, and that's where it's supposed to be, the impact and how it affects the fight. If someone grabs the cage crazy, you know, whether it was, like... Because, people just sometimes, like... It's not like, oh, I'm gonna fucking reach out and grab the cage. It's just kind of an instinctual thing of like, oh shit, I'm falling. I have to reach out,
and then they immediately let go or something, or their fingers graze it. But it's like when they're actually holding on to it, even if it's the first one, it's like, bro, just stuff the takedown holding on to the fence. Like,
exactly. Fouls are just terribly dealt with in MMA. It really sucks. So when they didn't take a point, it was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. Like, dude just survived the fight because of that. But then Tim Johnson's able to go out there, get it done in the first round anyway. So, yeah, it didn't matter. Good for good old Tim Johnson. But, yeah, that was definitely a very funny moment. Very fun in PFL for that. Hey, anything sticking out to you from the PFL 4 card that you want to bring up?
Well, I do think it's funny how a lot of these matchups kind of seemed like, okay, the PFL is just setting this up because they want things to go a certain way. You know what I mean? And it's like Dakota, obviously it happened the way that it was supposed to. She fucking finished her the first round. That hook to the body was nasty.
Yeah,
the way Chelsea folded over, nasty.
Yeah.
But then going into Liz Carmouche and Kano Watanabe, their first fight, Liz finished her 35 seconds into the first round, and it's like this one, she was losing on all the judges' scorecards and got a fucking last-second armbar, 8 seconds left in the third round. Like,
yeah, because it was
panned out the right way, but ooh, it was real close to not.
Yeah, because going into the third, it's like this could be 1-1, like this is very close, you know, and then Liz was just losing that round again, so it was just like, okay, she's probably going to lose this. And then, yeah, like you said, 8 seconds left to grab that up. That was... She needed that to stay in the playoffs for her. So that was 100%. Very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said with Dakota, man, she is absolutely vicious and brutal with her striking. Just always looking to just throw giant shots and big combinations on her opponents. Always looking for the finish. And yeah, the body work so consistently as well with the hands and feet for her are... Bro, if... I can only imagine how much worse she would be for these women if there were elbows allowed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
She would probably be destroying them just even quicker and just cutting them up, dicing them up. She is going to be a problem for women in the PFL for a while.
Yeah, she probably wins this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other real, kind of notable thing... Thiago Santos was fighting on this card at heavyweight versus Denis Goltsov. Coming into it, we were saying, like, okay, how's he going to look at 265 pounds? Weighed in at, like, 240. So, actually, to start it, he was looking good with the movement. Like, he didn't look as stiff as he was in his, past few recent fights. But it did not take long. Dennis he got him down and just started beating the shit out of him, man. And that... Oh, that was just sad to see. 2 minutes, 22 seconds into the first round, Goltsov gets it done. I forget what, he got a third round finish, I think, in his last one. Third round finish over Linton Vassell for the first one. First round finish here, believe that got him the number 1 seed pick in the bracket. But with that, the two tournaments for, the tournament for heavyweight and 125 pounds are set up. We got Denis Goltsov taking on Tim Johnson on one side of the bracket, and then Oleg Popov, who got a solid decision over versus Valentin Moldavsky, who lost a decision to Linton Vassell in the trilogy in the main event of this one. That was kind of a wacky fight. Wasn't did not go how I was expecting it to play out.
No, not at all.
But yeah, for me, the only real interesting thing kind of about that is Popov and Moldavsky are teammates, so let's kind of see how that fight plays out and how they kind of take that and go about it. But it's was Popov originally a Bellator guy?
I think so. Does someone fall out with injury?
One Bellator fight. So yeah, down to the last 4 people at heavyweight. Only one of them was a former PFL guy. 3 guys from Bellator. So is This is Bellator heavyweights. It's never that great. And then
it's what? 3 Russians, 1 American.
Yep. And then on the female flyweight side, we got Dakota Ditcheva taking on Jenna Bishop, who lost a decision to Taila Santos on this one. And then Taila Santos is taking on Liz Carmouche. So
if Jenna was mad before, ooh, she's pissed now.
Yeah.
Especially because she lost a split decision.
Yeah, loses the split to get fucking matched up with Dakota to open up the tournament. Like, that is absolutely rough.
Yeah.
But hey, that was PFL 4. Not the greatest card, but it you know, they're 125 is a new division for them on the female side, so it's expected to not be like the greatest, you know. And heavyweight is
heavyweight. I mean? It's not, if the UFC doesn't have a deep heavyweight division, if they don't, no one's gonna have a deep heavyweight division.
Yeah, is like the reason why I feel like it didn't feel as bad last year and stuff, because they matched up heavyweights with the women, which was 145, so we at least had Larissa going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we had Henan Fajeda at least last year, someone to kind of look forward to, but you know, is what it is. That's PFL 4. Let's go.
Hopefully next week will be better.
I don't remember.
Lightweights and 205s.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I said hopefully. I didn't say guaranteed. I just said hopefully.
Let's go on to UFC Fight Night. Perez versus Tatsuro Taira. Our motherfucking boy going into it just saying biggest step up of his career by far. Finally getting his first top 15 opponent, and it happens to be the number 5 ranked Alex Perez coming off a vicious knockout over Nicolau. And I have mixed feelings about this fight. But second round finish via injury for Tatsuro Taira. Bro, the way that he was on his back in that second round, just leaning on him and just using the body triangle, having the leg just like threaded through behind the like far side knee. It was just such good control. What do you guys think about his performance?
Like you said, a bit of mixed feelings, because it's like in the first round, Perez was definitely winning that round, and Taira was so willing to just stand up and strike with him. But I really wonder if that's just him. Like, you know, I called for the title shot after. I need experience. I want to stand up. I want to, like, actually get the feels of this. Or if he, like, I don't know what was going through his head, you know, because obviously come round 2, once he got a hold of the grappling, he took his back so easily. Obviously, he got the injury on the way down, but I'm sure even if that didn't happen, it was getting ended RNC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he did that flawlessly. Like, I wonder, like, was he really just trying to build up that experience a little bit? Just, like, work on his striking some more in real time? Like, it's mixed. I don't want him to fight Pantoja next. I would really love to see him fight, like, an Amir Albazi.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to say.
Be amazing.
I have the same thing. Like, I remember watching as I was watching, I'm like, if Pantoja's still champ, I want to see Taira in, like, potentially 2 more fights before he gets title shot.
Yeah, and it's not like he looked bad or anything. He just didn't look as good as Perez when it came to the striking. He was getting touched up. He definitely showed he has a bit of a chin on him, so that's good. But
and that's the thing about Pantoja is he is good literally everywhere. Like, you want it on the ground, he'll fight you on the ground. You want it on the feet, he'll fight you on the feet. Like, he is so good everywhere that it's kind of and never been finished. Like, or at least never been TKO'd.
No, never been subbed either.
Yep, never been finished. So it's just good. That's an extremely hard fight for someone whose majority of their wins are via finish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
because the thing for me in that first round, especially because going in, I didn't think that he was gonna be able to win this fight if he was just spending long periods of time on his feet, and he was doing a lot of like just good work with certain things. I feel like the best thing that he was doing on the feet for sure was the leg kicks. He was landing such good leg kicks that was really smacking up Perez's leg. It looked like over a consistent period of time on the feet, he could really damage people's legs in that division over like a 5-round period if he gets good amount. You know, very solid. Definitely trying to get some good work with the tie clinch in there. He had good work with it. I guess my biggest problem, it's just like he would walk forward just trying to grab it, not giving a fuck about what Perez was doing, eating multiple shots to the body and up top, all to grab it, maybe to not even do anything with it in that exchange. And it's like you start fighting these better guys, like especially right above Perez, like everyone is a harder hitter and more like a more devastating striker than what Perez is. It's like that is just not. It's just not good at all. But it's like, other than that, Perez versus Makayev, we saw how tough the grappling was for Makayev, who hammers that home every single fight. That is his one path to victory. Struggled so much, and like you said, as soon as he wanted to grapple with Perez, that was Taira's fight, man. It was just like, as soon as he did that in the second round, it's like, bro, why didn't you do this round one? Like,
and that's why I'm just like, I wonder if instead of just trying to, grab it up and finish it quickly, if he wanted the experience, like, or if it even just like, like we were talking about leading up to it, it's like just the extension of camp, the constant switch up in people he was supposed to fight, this being the third person in like a month span, like, I wonder if just, maybe he didn't get enough time to maybe, like, actually watch, like, Perez's shit and, like, train for that. And if when he got in there, he was like, okay, you know what, by round 2, they're like, now let's not work on this. Go to, you know what I mean? Like, maybe he had to go back to the corner, and the corner had to tell them, like, fuck whatever game plan we had, grapple. You know, like...
No, it's definitely...
Like, there's probably a lot of factors. Who knows which one it actually is. But either way, like, he got it done. He didn't look terrible in there. It was literally his first ranked opponent. So, I just want to see him fight at least one more person before Pantoja.
No, and that's just like, I don't know, with even saying that, it's just to kind of be critical of like the little things, you know what I mean? But it's like, in all reality, 16-0 now, 24 years old, and this, like we said, the first ranked opponent that he's getting to fight, and as soon as he brought it into his world, it was over and done with. Like, it just absolutely incredible for Taira, man. Calling for Pantoja afterwards, but it, like, it's one of those things where I wouldn't even be sad if, like, his next fight was someone, like...
Down?
Down from behind Perez. Like, I mean, shit, even how they did with Mikhaev. Like, he beat Perez, Perez being at number 5 now, and then now he's fighting Kopp at 7.
Yeah.
Like, it...
No, I definitely agree, because exactly, they'll probably put him at number 5, but... I don't know.
I was wondering, do you think that he, like, actually takes that number 5 spot, or do you think it's, like, Mikhaev up to 5, maybe he gets 6, Perez down to 7, and, like, then Kopp goes to 8?
Maybe, but either way, he'll be in that frame of, like, 5, 6, like, just around
5, 6,
there.
7, somewhere in there,
Yeah.
Because it's just hard. With Nicolau have just gotten knocked the fuck out, Mikhaev and Kopp booked. The next person down, like, we have Steve Ercik that's in talks for, like, other fights. The next person is Tim Elliott, who he was supposed to fight. So it's like, are they going to go back to that? Or, are they just going to move him up? Which I wouldn't mind a Amir Albazi fight.
Yeah.
Because Moreno's not going to be, Moreno said he was staying, like, the year off or whatever. So probably not going to be Moreno next. Not really sure how I would feel about a Royval fight. Don't think that's the greatest for him. But I could 100% see Amir Albazi, unless they go to Amir Albazi for the title shot, considering he kind of already earned it.
But that's the thing, is he hasn't. His only top 15 win is a split decision over Kai Kara France. He literally beat Alessandro Costa, got the Kai fight, and now here he is. He was off for a little over a year between the Costa and the Kai Kara France fight. Everyone thought that he lost that fight. Like, yes, he got the win, but it's like, I would not say he deserves that. He needs another win for sure.
And fun fact, Taira actually has more fights in the UFC than Albazi does now.
Yeah. This moves Taira up to 6-0, and Albazi still, 5-0 with one top 15 guy.
Like, because, like, Amir definitely deserves to be in the mix with the top guys to be able to compete and at least get the split over Kai.
Yes.
But, like, 100%. But he
needs another one. You can't just throw him in there.
No,
like, not only, like, has he not really done enough to get it, but it's, like, even for his own career, too, he probably needs more experience. He needs to fight another guy,
and I mean, shit, it's like, he was supposed to, like, they were gonna give him Moreno at the beginning of the year to get him that spot. Pulls out, Royval takes it short notice and gets it done. So it's like, even though Royval just lost recently for it, it's like he still is really the most deserving guy for it.
Yeah.
It's just they don't want to go to the rematch, so that's why, like, we got Steve Ercik and we're gonna get different fights to line it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, because I don't know how Taira does in the striking with Pantoja, I don't think that's where he's going to get the best work done.
Definitely not.
Which, do you think Taira's the only motherfucker in this division that could actually grapple with Pantoja?
Probably.
I feel like he can scramble with him.
He definitely can. His wrestling is good, he's strong in there, and grappling is just his thing. So, like, I really wouldn't be surprised, because it's like, we think about people like Mikhaev, who grappling his thing, but, like, he's clearly so much less physical in there than Taira is.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I think that would play a huge part in it, and I think so.
Because that's where, like, the Steve Ercik going into it, where it was like, thinking that he can grapple and strike and do all this, but the grappling showed to be the worst area for him, and you know what I mean? Just striking seems like, even with fucking Moreno and Royval, like, that's just where they got better work done. Everyone falls behind in the grappling with Pantoja.
Yeah.
But
He's probably the one person that can actually hang.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely...
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, oh my god, man. It would be incredible. I definitely do agree that Albazi is the next step up because, just depending on how things go, if Makayev does beat Manel Kape, he's going to be calling for that Royval fight. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, he's going to be calling for the title fight, but they're just going to probably book him against Royval. So, see how all of that plays out. But
as for Alex Perez, though, I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, like, he's been out for so long, so many canceled fights because of different injuries or health issues or whatever it may be. He comes back this year. This is his third fight since March, just trying to be active, trying to get back on track.
3 month span is his third fight,
Yeah, and here he goes getting another injury that looked like it's probably pretty bad. Who knows what type of surgeries he's going to need, but there's no way he'll be back this year.
Not
you know, like, it sucks for him.
Yeah, and at like 32 years old, it's like this, I feel like, was probably his last good year to really try and go hard and make something
and that's
happen,
what I was just going to say. 32, like, just right in your prime. It's like, you know, the good time to actually be able to come back, but it's like, with another layoff, and where are you going to be at, bro?
Extremely rough for him, man. It's like, obviously wanting Tatsuro to be able to get the win, but it's like, I would have been so much happier if he just got the back rear naked choke out of sub, and Perez can go on to fight in 2 months if he felt like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
Yeah, definitely sucks for him. Good for Taira. See where he ends up. The co-main event, we were supposed to have a much more fun one. But we'll get into all of that and everything that's going on in a different one. But it was supposed to be Ikram, no longer fighting on that card. So the new co-main event was Miles Johns versus Douglas Silva de Andrade. This card was not
good.
Like, it was
Ikram
already
was the last saving thing really on there of the main card. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because it's like this card was already not great when we were talking about it, and we were excited for 3 fights. Ikram's good performance, obviously the main event, and then Joshua Van and Tagir. 2 out of the 3. Yeah, so it's like it just really became extra kind of shit.
Tagir missed weight by 3.5 pounds, and that fight fell off. So that was very sad as well. Miles Johns won by throwing bigger punches over 15 minutes. Really,
Miles Johns was fighting like Old Man Romero.
And he got after the one. What did he say? He said something about the old me is back. I'm here to knock people out or something.
Oh no, he said the him that shows up and fights in the gym is able to actually perform. You know, because how people just saying they can't perform under the lights. Saying basically this was his best self coming to form, and just dude, It just sucks because I like Miles Johns. He's a solid fighter. He's very good, has very good skills, and extremely physical at 135 pounds. But you can't have the Yoel Romero game plan at 135 pounds. Unless you're this fucking... whenever he decides to, unload on those big shots, you have to be super clean and devastating with every single thing that he does. And just way too much of it is just loaded up on big shots that don't land clean. And it's just just talking about it as it's watching, if he just led up on his punches by fucking 10, 20, 30%, whatever, whatever little amount, just bringing it back, he would be so much more fluid with the striking, get so many more punches landed, would be able to throw more punches, and it would just deliver the knockout blow much easier. Just throwing giant bombs throughout the fight, not doing really anything, and then it was a real quick short left hook that he threw out that popped De Silva's head, or Douglas Silva de Andrade's head back because he just wasn't expecting it. You know, I'm happy it got promoted to the co-main, but it just wasn't the performance from Miles Johns I was looking for.
or Sylvain Andrade, to be fair.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
38.
No, I know, but
I was expecting him to be just a tough guy in there for Miles Johns to get stuff done over, and that's basically what he kind of was. I think it was the third round he landed some real big shots on Miles Johns that had him hurt in there. So you know what I mean? Just one of them things.
But just like, yeah, it just
featured bout. First thing in my head to bring up off of this is,
why was it here?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Are we truly seeing that these new UFC gloves, we just are getting a harder time of actually scoring knockouts?
Possibly.
It's been 3 events, and we've had more eye pokes than we've had knockouts.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Knockouts with gloves.
Yeah, knockouts with the gloves.
Because I think in total there's been 5 KO TKOs since the new gloves. But
Pretty sure there's still more eye pokes. But either way, it's like there was like knees to the body and stuff like that.
Exactly.
No, yeah. I don't know if that's the case. I feel like it's a sample size thing. I think we need a bit bigger of a sample size, but
I mean, shit, we're in all reality with those 32 fights, like we're talking 10 weeks over Contender Series that they tested them. That's 50 fights of more regional level than compared to actually UFC. You know what I mean? So it's like we're basically like one fight card away from having the same sample size actually on the UFC level, and it kind of showing to be much less. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah, is there? I don't know if we could find a 3-week period of fight cards in a row where there were 2 events in that 3-week period that there were no KO TKOs on the card. Like, that just seems pretty unlikely.
Look, we got a lot of the heavier weight classes next week. Next week we'll really find out. Got 85ers, 205ers. We got Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov.
I feel like that's less of a kind of a test for it, though. You know, it's like those motherfuckers. You could throw 18-ounce gloves on, bro. You could put a fucking a glove with padding the size of my head on Sergey Pavlovich's hand, and he will still fucking knock the lights off of Volkov. All right, like.
I'm just saying, we have a lot more of the heavier weight classes. Like, if it's truly harder to get knockouts, that's where we're really going to be able to see it.
I guess that's fair in a way, but it just seems kind of crazy that just right off the jump, it's like we want to help eye pokes. 3 events in a row of eye pokes happening in like those events, and then lack of knockouts. They're saying less padding, like, and just all these things of like just whatever that it's like not going to affect what. It just. Seemingly, eye pokes are no different, but knockouts are down. So, how quickly do we get a change to these gloves, do you think?
It's going to take a while.
You don't think it at all? It'll take a while?
When did Trevor Whitman patent his gloves? How long ago was that?
Oh, years and years ago.
That's what I mean. Like, and it took them what? It was like 2015, 2016 that I remember hearing them first or something, May 2017. 7 years later. It's going to take a long fucking time. And if anything, they should have just gone with, like, what the Pride gloves used to be.
Yeah.
They really need to, like, if they want to make people make a fist and make it more natural, add in the fucking small bit of padding that's right here. Because then it's harder to do this.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Not this. So many people are out there fighting like this, and it's like.
I wonder if people complained that it's harder to grapple when your gloves are keeping your hands like this. And if that's what got to change in the first place.
I don't know, but yeah, it just seemingly not doing what they were intended to do with the glove change. But yeah, Lucas Almeida wins a unanimous decision after beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Very nice. I didn't watch that one too much, honestly, because I was watching Tank during that one. So, you know.
Yeah. There were a couple knockdowns, and that's right about it.
There just really isn't much on this. Is there, like, anything that you guys feel like bringing up on this card, really?
Deserve.
I don't.
It's
like,
3 fights in, and it's legit like, yeah, this is kind of shit.
I was gonna say, deservingly so, Gabriela Fernandez and Carly Judas got fight of the night.
Yes.
Carly Judas is incredibly inexperienced. She's on the younger side. She's 25. On the Contender Series, she lost a split decision. That was just a really good fight. And it was the same here. I think just the lack of experience is going to hurt her being here so early. But God, is she here to put on a fight, and I'm here for it. Like, she's a lot of fun. I would love to see her versus Juju Miller in her next fight. Because, like, not only would it be a great fight, but it's like neither of them are super experienced, and I think that it'll be good.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Like, that is easily, like, it's the perfect fight, for sure. Easily, 100%. It's the best fight to make for her. But it's just because she can win that, and that's why I don't want to see Juju get beat the fuck up, man. That's gonna be sad. But I mean, she will at least test the grappling a bit, so we'll kind of see how Carly does with that. True. But yeah, man, she is like, Fernandez was walking her down the entire fight, less of the third round, a little bit less of the second, but like, so much of it just landing bombs on her and never gave a fuck, just countering, firing back, throwing combos when she could. Like, yeah,
Carly actually outstruck her pretty good. And that's what I thought.
That makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, like significant strikes, 169 to 119.
Yeah,
it was definitely one of those things where watching, like you could see that Fernandez was throwing so much harder. But yeah, man, 3-2. It's like came into this at 3. Way too inexperienced.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She got on the Contender Series 3-0, had that crazy fight, lost the split decision, had this crazy fight, lost the split decision. Like, it just sucks for her career that she's here so early, because I'm sure she will take a lot of losses, and it will really skew how people look at her because of her record. But it's like, I'm glad that we're here from the beginning to see this shit, because it's like, nah, she's gonna be here for a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, if she doesn't get cut and just stays in the UFC, like, easily in like 2 years from now or something, she could have like a fucking 2-5 record or something. You know what I mean? But like, they're gonna be scrappy as hell every single.
But if they matchmake her correctly, man, she could have some real good fights, and she can get some good wins.
Man, I wish she was at 115 pounds so she could fight Angie Hill.
No. The least experience in the women's division to the most experience in the women's. It'd be a fun the most fight, UFC though. Experience.
It'd be fun. It'd be very fun.
It would be.
But yeah, and Tatsuo Taira got performance of the night. Brady Heastan also got a performance of the night over Garrett Armfield. That was a very I was really not expecting that to be a fun fight.
Yeah. That was the fight I was gonna bring up. Because it was such a fun grappling match. Like, just the freaking transitions, the fucking
the submission attempts they had on each other.
Oh my god, the fucking scrambles, so good.
Round 1, man. Brady shoots such a fast low double from so far outside that as soon as like he did it, I'm like, oh, that's far out, and then he's just in on it, and I'm like, okay, he got it, and then Gary just goes over the back and fucking goes for that belly down armbar. I thought that shit was done right then and there.
Same.
For Brady to get out of that and bro nonstop in Armfield's face the entire fucking night. Bro, he seems like he might be coming into his own, and he might be like just actually be someone at 135 to look out for. Like, this was a tenacious fucking performance from Brady Heaston.
It was so good, such a good fight.
Yeah, very good. Jose Johnson, he made weight at 125 pounds,
which was crazy.
Tagir Lumbekov didn't. 6 foot tall. He lost a unanimous decision. It's one of them things, man. It's like that was very funny to see them like just fighting each other out at distance. 5'4" a suit, a 6 foot fucking Jose. Just incredible.
Jose has no takedown defense.
No.
But yeah,
probably shouldn't be in the UFC.
Yeah,
he's on that borderline
for sure. But yeah, man, it was definitely supposed to be a much better card with some of the fights that got pulled from it, but
yeah.
Hey, at least Tatsuo or Taira is gonna be in the top 5 now. You know what I mean? Or just right about there. So let's go.
At this point, I almost wish that they kept the original booking
of
Tatsuro versus Joshua, because it would have just been a good fight. Tagir would have missed weight. Alex wouldn't have fought. Everything, you know what I mean? Like
everything would have been fine.
Things would have been okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Imagine we just ended up with fucking Taira Joshua Van 5-round fucking main event. Like if that's just how things played out, that'd be really
It would have been a fun ass.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
Yeah,
like
that would have.
Oh, Van probably would have gone sub so easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say poor Van, but it would have been fun while it lasts.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Last real thing to kind of bring up for this night. Ooh, Tapology. It was dog shit all around. Not a good one at all.
Very,
so many of our
bad.
predictions were very off. Only had 11 fights. I got 6 right to get in first place, I'm pretty sure, right?
We all had 6 right.
Oh, really?
390 points.
I'm pretty sure it was like 20. Me and Ginger were tied 25 behind, something like that. So
40.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
we
you got
had
the perfect.
6 right.
Semi-perfect, because
yeah.
How if someone taps because of an injury, shouldn't that be a submission?
No.
When people tap to strikes, they'll do a verbal submission. Verbal submission due to strikes.
Like if you tap to strikes,
But
that's
this is
submission due to
on
strikes.
Herb Dean. Talk to Herb Dean.
I'm very upset.
Actually,
you
who
lost
was
money
the
because
ref?
of it.
Was that Herb Dean who ref that?
I don't know.
I'm
pretty
tripping?
sure, yeah.
But yeah, and it wasn't a great night in picks at all.
It was Herb.
Very off. I'm getting his winning streak going back again. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it barely counts, honestly. When it's so
happening,
bad, it just doesn't count.
But it's happening. I'm getting consistent this year. Like, what? We're halfway through the year, and I've lost like a handful of weeks.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't really even care that much.
Yeah, for real.
I can kind of talk shit sometimes, you know? But let's go. That's PFL. That's UFC. Hopefully next week will be much better with PFL 5 and UFC Fight Night from Saudi Arabia. Let's go. We'll catch you all on that preview. Peace out, everyone.